got my prayers. Cause if you don't run this town, they'll walk all over you. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. Run out loud, better run on. Run all day till you can't be found. You can outrun the devil, but you ain't gonna outrun me. You ain't gonna outrun me. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. You ain't gonna outrun me. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. Run out loud, better run on. Run all day till you can't be found. You can outrun the devil, but you ain't gonna outrun me.
Desear a tutti els participants una bona carrera.
Sobre todo agradecer el gran esfuerzo que ha habido detrás para crear estas condiciones. Se ha trabajado muy duro este último mes.
Congratulations, and just to encourage them to keep in this way and to try to have again next year another European camp here in our ski resort.
Welcome everybody to Baqueirat. I hope you are enjoying our mountains and our snow, and I hope that tomorrow you will have a good day of skiing.
Well, hello and welcome to Baqueirat, day 2 of the European Cup here in Spain's best kept secret. What we're watching is a presentation yesterday, a bib draw for our podium. A fantastic day for Simon Ruland as he was at the top of the podium for the very first time. Well, the VIPs and the dignitaries were certainly here as no corner has been cut by the organising committee. They have done a fantastic job here over the past couple of months to make sure this event is as good as it possibly can be, and yesterday was just absolutely tremendous. And the good news is we go again today for day 2. Well, the bib draw took place last night, and the sun is sort of out again today. It's a little bit more overcast than yesterday, but we are expecting a little bit of sun here. It is absolutely stunning. We are starting very high up at over 2,000 meters, and temperatures still nice and cool today. The snow very, very good, as we are expecting another dump a little bit later on and over the weekend. Stephen Schmidt, the course setter, 68 gates. We know that this course runs for around about a minute. It's a long one, and temperatures still in the minuses, but a little bit warmer than it was yesterday here in Spain's best kept secret. Wim Russell back as the referee. 3 big delegates here this week with FIS, and we know that we have some heavy hitters, no more so than Oscar Sandvik. Another podium here yesterday. We'll be looking for his second win of the season, the leader when it comes to Europa Cup skiing in Slalom. Well, the podium of yesterday, and have a look at this. This is exactly how a bib draw should be done. Picking a youngster and the youngster taking off or undoing a zip and showing you what bib you will start with tomorrow. All in the name of fun here in Baqueirat, and that's exactly what we like to see. Well, Simon Ruland loved that. Bib 7. And Corrado Baqueirat, Bib 9. There's Iten from Switzerland. Bib 10. It'll be Sandvik that gets us underway with Bib 1 today, and Mikkel Remsoy. Bib number 12, the experienced Simon Malberger. Peder Lunda. Bib 13 after leading the way after the first run yesterday. Joel Luthoff and Hans Glaumadsen from Norway. Well, the race already starting. We're picking it up with the second runner, Jesper Pojalainen, and he's found himself 0.36 of a second up on Oscar Sandvik, who's already completed his run in 56.54, as Pojalainen, 23 years of age, took an 11th position yesterday, did the Finn, but he's had a good season so far. Currently, well, he dropped a position overall in the cup standings yesterday. He's currently 4th overall.
Y ahí vemos la entrada de
0.89 off the lead. Well, third out of the hatch today, and third overall in slalom skiing. Somebody who took another podium yesterday, Matteo Cannons, and that was good because the DNF in the World Cup in Kitzbühel backed up with a second position yesterday. And that was podium number 2 for him after winning in Berchtesgaden in Germany a little bit earlier on in the season, mid-January. He finds himself 0.25 of a second up in that first sector. But as we saw yesterday, it was in sectors 2, 3, 4 where Sandvik really found his speed. He still attempted a second up here, Cannon Zone. He's looking pretty smooth in those early gates. Sounds a little bit icier under the ski this morning. The team here in Baqueirat have been working incredibly hard over the last weeks, and Cannons again goes into second place. Was second after the first run yesterday, second after the second run as well, and Sandvik again third quickest in sector 1, but the quickest so far in sector 2 and 3 means he leads the way at the moment. The winner in Oberregen, Anton Azelin, took a 5th yesterday, so another good performance from him. He's currently 2nd in the overall standings. He's having to have to work hard to get his skis around there early doors, Azelin, and he's having to play a little bit of catch-up now, one would think, after that early mistake. He's still very quick out of those starting gates. Can he keep the speed that Sandvik had through sections 2 and 3? Much more rhythmical. He's got good speed through the middle of this run, and we spoke about yesterday how tiresome this is on the legs of the skiers, this minute or so run that they have here. It's maybe running slightly shorter today with just a couple of less turning gates. Azelin 600ths of a second down in this opening run. He's very, very close. 0.87 of a second, 8700ths off the lead at the moment. And it's Sandvik already. Remember, a lot of the heavy hitters going out early in the first run, where the top 30 will run in reverse order a little bit later on. Well, a brilliant second run from Gustav Wisting. He won in Val d'Assas, but yesterday he was the third quickest in run 2, meaning there was a big climb up the proceedings from the opening run. He was one of the biggest movers from that second run, 14th in that first run, so he improved 10 places. He's 900ths of a second up here, and he is looking really calm through those opening gates and really calculated when it comes to skiing on this hill in Baqueirat. And what we're seeing already is Oscar Sandvik doing Oscar Sandvik things, and that's not being the quickest out of the gate, but certainly being the quickest as the run moves down this Baqueirat hill. 0.84 down at the moment. Wisting's going to have to do what he did yesterday, 1.77 off the lead in the red. It's a smooth top section, just a couple of errors creeping in on the second half of the run.
Seguramente la carrera no se va a ver afectada de la manera que la forma tarde, por tanto, seguramente tendremos muy buena meteorología.
And a race won by Simon Roulon. Sakadi is 0.25 down early doors after the first section. Let's see how he can hang in there. He's somebody just with that one victory and the one podium, so he'll be looking to add to that here after 42 Europa Cup starts in his career. Well, he was 6th fastest so far, so the slowest through that opening section, but it looks like he's made a little bit of time up on some of the other competitors in sector 2 and 3, but Sakadi's going to be 1.15 off the lead held by Sandvik at the moment. A little bit flatter out there today. There's a little bit of blue sky there all the same, and if you haven't heard of Baqueirat, I would have a little bit of a deep dive. If the opener to this program didn't do it justice, I feel like this is the best kept secret in Spain. Simon Roulon, last won a slalom in Baqueirat yesterday after a fabulous second run. It really was. To put it, or to give it some context, his second run was 3,700s quicker than anyone else. Joaquin Salarich from Spain also doing a fabulous job in that second run. But the 800th down, Roulon, he'll be skiing with some serious confidence. It looks like he's skiing with some serious confidence, but can he hang with Sandvik on these lower sectors? Looks like there's a little bit of a mistake there. The skis just parting slightly through a couple of those turns, and he's lost a little bit of speed to go with it. Can he keep his foot down on the gas here towards the back end of this opening run? Yesterday's winner, his first win in Europa Cup skiing in over 70 starts. Roulon heading towards the end, and will lightning strike twice for him today. He's going to be 2 seconds off the pace, and it just shows how variable slalom and ski racing can be on a day-to-day basis. He's got a lot of time to make up. He made up a lot of time yesterday, though. Noel van Groningen didn't finish yesterday. Somebody with a wealth of experience and consistency. Top 10 in the last 3 slalom races before yesterday where he didn't finish. But 4 podiums in 76 starts. His last victory coming in Almassa in 2022. He would love to get back to the top of the tree here. He's 0.22 down after the first split. His last time on the podium was in March last year. So it's been 11 months since he stood on the podium, von Groningen. And this is another big chance for him. 0.56 down. Oh, and he's almost gone over the inside ski and he has gone straddle. There'll be 2 DNFs here in Baqueirat for Noel von Groningen, and that's why he uses one of the slalom posts as a punchback. Well, Sandvik, Cannons and Azalin getting comfortable, and they know what that winner's enclosure feels like, as they've all been on the podium this season. Corrado Barbera, world junior champion back in 2023. He's just 22 years of age. He's had 9 World Cup starts. Last time out was earlier on this season in Adelboden. A lot of D&Qs as a lot of the youngsters are trying to find speed on the world's best on the World Cup, and this is the best place to find that speed. Barbera a little bit off the pace in section 1, but these are some better turns from him. He's getting a lot lower, and he's finding and generating a lot more speed off the edges as he starts to settle into his run. He's 1 second down at the moment. Barbera having to put his foot down now if he wants to try and stay in touch for a podium this afternoon. Sandvik 56.54 is the time to beat to go to the top of the podium. Let's see how this one compares. He's a little bit off of it. And 2 seconds. You have to say, we're seeing is this is a very good time from Sandvik already. We might have missed that run, but it's looking like a very good one. Matthias Item from Switzerland, 25 years of age. Another one who's just started his World Cup career with 3 starts. He's had 3 podiums in European Cup skiing, but he's still looking for his first win. Those podiums starting in 2023, early on in the season in Oberregen. And he's off to a pretty good start when you compare it to Sandvik's opener. But we didn't see that run from Sandvik, but we know from yesterday that he's somebody who just generates speed as the run continues, and he gets faster and faster and generates speed in the second half of the run. 0.54, still in touch. Getting a little bit scrappy and scrapey against the tough race conditions yesterday, where we had 47 DNFs out of 89 races. They all go again today, and it then is almost 2 seconds off the speed needed as well. 7th position at the moment for the Swiss skier. Michael Remsoy, 22 years of age. Somebody, I think, who will be looking to improve on that performance yesterday. He took a 17th position. But a man with 4 World Cup starts to his name, 2 podiums when it comes to slalom skiing in the Europa Cup this season. His first one coming in Levy, a 2nd place. So I feel he will be here to make amends and get back amongst the podium today. Good skiing, 0.82 down after the second sector. This is where it gets a little bit flatter, and you've got to keep the speed and keep the rhythm, and he's managed to do that. There's some really good turns here towards the end, but into 6th place for Remzoy. Trying to get over onto the edges as early as possible. You can see the knees really getting on the inside. Pushing against the snow as tries to stay over the outside ski. He's a little bit off of it, but still in touch for this second run. 89 skiers going this morning. Simon Malberger, well, somebody who has all of that World Cup pedigree, didn't finish yesterday. So he's another one that made his way over from Soldu in Andorra, where earlier on in the week the giant slalom skiers were giving it absolutely everything they had in great conditions in Soldu. 0.73 off of the lead at the moment, though. He's skied in multiple world championships and made a podium in the team parallel as well. He's had 3 slalom victories on the European Cup, but that last one was in 2019, and he's having to be very patient for win number 5. He's over 1.5 seconds off the pace at the moment. Good skiing towards the end, but way off the pace at the moment set by Sandvik, who is skiing with a ridiculous amount of confidence. Start number 64 for Malberger today in slalom skiing. He's had 60 starts in the World Cup as well, but he's just off of the pace. Well, best junior, fastest junior in the current Europa Cup season, Pederlunda. Yesterday was a figure of frustration at the bottom of his second run. He was leading this race after the first run. He skied absolutely beautifully. This is just his 12th start today in Europa Cup skiing. And again, he's found himself in the green in this first run. In the second, well, it was a DNF for him, and that frustration was due to the reason that he's probably put himself in the best position of the season to win his first European Cup race. But it wasn't to be. Is today going to be Pederlunda's day? After a fantastic first run yesterday, he's still very much in touch here to Sandvik, but oh, he's gone. And more frustration for the youngster. Someone else who's got that consistency, as you can see on the bottom left of your screen, 24 years of age. Somebody who didn't finish yesterday's in his infancy when it comes to the World Cup, like a lot of these skiers. This is the second most prestigious tour in the world when it comes to skiing. But for the likes of Luatov, this is more valuable repetitions, and he's another one that's gone. And again, this slope in Baqueirat is a beautiful race piste that's taken a long time to build here from the organisers, but at the same time has caused some issues. Still looking for his first victory. Podiums in Berchtesgaden and Zinal for Luatov. for the DNF today. Currently 12th in the overall slalom rankings. It's Hans Gral Madsen, another quick Norwegian when it comes to technical skiing. And the 21-year-old is off to an aggressive start here, and that's what we come to expect from him. It's a 14th position yesterday for him. He's just 3 temps in the red at the moment. A couple of World Cup slalom starts for him. He's just got the 1 podium at the moment in GS, and that was in Pastern, and almost a year ago in February. 1.08. He's off the lead as it stands. Again, off the steep and into the flatter terrain here in Baqueirat, where the speed has to be kept up and simultaneous head changes everywhere. But 9th position. At the moment, a 2-second gap between 1st and 9th is a fairly big gap here. Let's make sure that Oscar Sandvik doesn't get too cold sat there from bib number 1, still in 1st place. Baqueirat, the host of the Freeride World Tour not so long ago, and if you've seen some of those pictures, you can see some of the lines that they're skiing are tremendous, but the line that Sandvik took this morning also pretty good. Anton Azelin, 2nd place overall. Currently in 3rd place today. Matteo Cannins was 2nd yesterday. He's back amongst it in 2nd place again today. 2 seems to be his lucky number this week. But Sandvik, 3rd place yesterday for the Europa Cup leader in slalom skiing. He's at it again today. Well, we've had 15 skiers so far. Sandvik, Cannons, Azelin, Pojalainen, bib number 2, who's back amongst the top 4 as it stands after a disappointing 2nd run yesterday. A few DNFs already here in run 1. Well, he's already won twice this week in GS. Erik Heistad Solberg. DNF yesterday, but he comes out aggressive, looking to rectify the mistakes on this hill just 24 hours ago. Can he put the cat amongst the pigeons? He has 1 Europa Cup win in slalom skiing, but those 2 in Andorra on Monday and Tuesday of this week were his first 2 in giant slalom skiing, where he managed to find consistency and speed in just about every turn. 3/10 of a second off. That's been doubled after the 2nd sector at the moment, but still very much in touch on a leaderboard where 6/10 behind the lead will get you into 2nd place at the moment, tied with Matteo Cadin. So there's lots of opportunity to get into the top 5 here. And that's exactly what happens for Solberg, into 5th place at the moment. 1.14 behind the leader, Sandvik. 12 World Cup starts for Solberg, but 2 massive occasions for him this week in Soldu, going back-to-back. That is not easy with the pedigree of skiers in this Europa Cup. Jakob Grieber, 21 years of age, a young Austrian from Malau. 15th place yesterday with some good skiing. 34 starts in slalom skiing in the Europa Cup. Still no podium yet, but his skiing's improving, that's for sure, as he finds himself 4/10 of a second off the lead at the moment. That 15th in Baqueirat, took a top 10 in Oberregen and another 15th in Levy. So he's getting himself amongst the top 15, sometimes in the top 10. And it's the same last year in Berchtesgaden. He was at 8th position. So he just has to keep grinding here and try and keep pushing for those top 10s. And eventually, like we saw from Simon Ruland yesterday, you do manage to break in to the podium and take a victory. But for Grebe, a little bit agitated at the end of that run, as he's into 14th position. Augusta Orne from France is another one that can find some very good time in the skis. Let's see how this fares with what we've seen already. We've still got the likes of Sandre Simone to ski as well. Fadri Yanutin skiers with some world-class pedigree. 0.28 in the red at the moment for Orne, who took a 20th position yesterday. He's going to be there or thereabouts in terms of a top 5 finish if he can just keep his composure. The one podium for him so far in European Cup skiing was back in Berchtesgaden just a couple of weeks ago. And he's somebody who's just looking for that consistency in those results, like Sandvig at the moment, and it's 9th place.
Bien, ya tenemos ahí preparado la partida de salida. Dorsal número 19.
Adam Hofstedt took a 5th earlier on in the season, just a couple of weeks ago in Germany. Again, somebody we've seen some good speed from, because there was another top 10 for him yesterday. 16th position in Seoul Do in the second run of the Giant Slalom after not finishing in that opening run. A couple of DNQs in Schladming on the World Cup, but he's there or thereabouts here in the Europa Cup this year with that 5th place in Germany, and only 0.12 of a second off the pace in that first split. But again, what we see is that Sandvik just seems to, like all the great skiers, crescendo into his run and find speed throughout the run to finish in the quickest time possible. And Hofstedt lost a little bit of time on Sandvik in this opening run, and he's lost a little bit more time too towards the end into 15th position here in run 1. Sandvik still running the way, or leading the way here, 56.54 in this first run. Bib number 1 is cooking on gas this season. Fadri Yanutin, somebody who will be desperate to get on the podium. He was 4th in Seoul Do this week in the second Giant Slalom. He's had 7th in the first GS. He's had 5th. He's had 9th. He's been 8th place in Levy, but he's been hunting around the podium and getting closer. Will today be his day to get back onto the podium in Europa Cup skiing? He's had 3 podiums in slalom, the last one coming over a year ago, that win in Berchtesgaden. Searching for that first podium in over a year, but there's too many mistakes in that opening phase of turns, and because of that, he's been penalised with a little bit of speed. But again, he's so incredibly stable and strong in the legs, looking down the hill, and he's way off of it in the first run, 3.03 off of the lead. Looks like that wait will continue for Januntin today. Well, a couple of big Swiss senders in a row as Sandro Simone gets his run underway. 73 starts in the World Cup. You don't get much more experience than this in the European Cup, but can Simone turn that experience into podiums today? He was 16th yesterday. Skied in one World Championship, but he's had 3 podiums in slalom skiing on the European Cup. Last one was almost 2 years ago to the day, or in 3 days' time, and he won in Switzerland. So he's another one that's been waiting a little bit of time to get to the top of the podium in the European Cup. That was just his one victory almost 2 years ago. He's a second behind. That's certainly not too bad if he can hold that speed towards the finish line, but he can't, and he's into 9th place. But you can see the difference at the moment between 1st and 9th is 1.86 seconds. The lead for Sandvig going into the second run, as it stands, is 0.6 of a second, and that is a huge advantage for the Norwegian. Italy in second, France with Antoine Azelin in third. Eduardo Soracco, 21 years of age, from Carabinieri, is next on to the snow. Didn't finish yesterday, one of the 47 that didn't finish, but at the moment we've certainly got a higher rate of finishes than what we had at this point yesterday. 0.65 off is some amount of time to make up. Somebody with just 20 starts in the European Cup. DNF in Baqueirat and Berchtesgaden, he did make a top 10, a 6th position. And then looking back through the years, last year was filled of DNFs in giant slalom, top 30s in Levy. Results are gradually getting better for this youngster, but 1.33 off of the lead at the moment towards the finish line, and 17th spot. Baptiste Sambui from France, 23 years of age. Sambui didn't finish yesterday, also didn't finish in Schladming. So a couple of DNFs in a row, but there's been some good skiing for him on the French National Cup. A couple of wins for him in slalom skiing in Chamonix at the beginning of the season. He'll be looking to take those turns on to the slope with him today and try and keep the speed. He's gone over the inside wall. Acrobatic stuff for Sambui to keep control of his run there, but he is going to be heavily penalised by the clock. I have to say, the strength again in the legs, the ability just to shift the balance and turn the skis was beautiful to see from Sambui, but unfortunately it means he's going to be into 18th position, just behind Sirocco at the moment. Over the inside, trying to resurrect his run. Did a very good job of that, and if that makes him top 30 and he can have a good charge at it this afternoon, he'll be happy. Oscar Hein. 22 years of age, a top 10 yesterday. Didn't start and didn't finish in Soldu earlier on in the week, and a couple of DNFs before that, so a top 10 would have been a little bit of a relief to start a run, finish a run, and collect some good, healthy Europa Cup points. Heine's 1600s off the lead at the moment. Turn out he took a top 10, and in the GS he also took a top 10 in 7th place. And then in Kronplatz, skiing on the National Cup at 6th, so he's found some good form and some good turns, and again he's amongst it again here if he can keep up this rhythm and composure and try and find speed like we've seen from Sandvik on these lower sections. My word, Sandvik has certainly shown his class here again in terms of finding speed in the middle and ending sectors. That's a very good first run from Heine into 8th position. So far, just for context, Oscar Sandvik, the 6th quickest out of the gates in Sector 1, but then the quickest through Sector 2 and Sector 3, and over the finish line. Fabian Himmelsbach, another German skier, 2 in quick succession. This one 3 years older, and a DNF yesterday for Himmelsbach. His last European Cup podium coming in 2022 in Vaillonnet Slalom in France. As a win that day for him, but also a podium in Berchtesgaden that year as well. Can Himmelsbach get back to that form of 2022? It looks unlikely at the moment, with 1.79 in the red after Sector 2. This hill has proved to be a test over the past 2 days. So much skiing available, over 170 kilometers, but also so much for the powder enthusiasts, powder bowls, and touring. Himmelsbach goes into 22nd place. Emil Pettersson from Sweden, the 22-year-old from Gothenburg Ski Club, and top 20 yesterday. He's been skiing in the FIS Cup in Germany before that, where he's took a top 10 finish in Oberregen. Europa Cup, 13th position in Levy, 2 top 30s, so getting amongst the points would be great, but again, if he can keep improving on his results like the one from yesterday, I'm sure he'll be over the moon with that. And currently he's not going badly at all. He's 43 hundredths in the red. Again, lost his line. The skis just spread apart there, and you have to feel for the Swede. Pettersson will have a DNF next to his name, and will have to go for an early shower. Moritz Zudrell. First start in the beautiful Stad. What a lovely part of the world Stad is. The 19-year-old. Another real young gun. He's having to really fight the skis at the moment. And he's had to be sacrificial of a little bit of time due to losing the line a little bit and having to rotate the skis more than he would have liked. Now he's starting to find his rhythm once again. At 25th position yesterday, he was in the points, and just staying in touch here will be absolutely key for Zudrell. Just 19 years of age, the 1 World Cup start to his name. Start 12 in Slalom skiing on the European Cup today. Some good turns included in this run. But how does it rank at the moment? 17th position, not bad at all from Zuderel. And a good chance to improve on yesterday. Mario Ramshammer, 24th yesterday for the Austrian, as he looks to be another one to try and better that. He was top 20 in Berchtesgaden and in Oberreggen, 22nd place, so breaking into the top 20 would be certainly a big goal that we've already seen from him this season in Val de Fassa. But can he keep improving here today? 2300s in the red. Goes to 8/10 after the second sector. And again, we saw Sandvik just get quicker and quicker after that opening sector. And that's what's made his run the best of the bunch so far. And early onto the edges, it's really aggressive skiing on these flatter, straighter parts of the course, and it's a great run from Gramshammer up into 9th place, and that's why he gives it the little fist at the end. Fist clenching celebrations after a very good first run. It did look incredibly fast into sector 3, and there's a good opportunity for him today to collect some points. Adrian Mason snuck into the points yesterday with a 30th position finish. Man from Garmisch will not be in the points today, though. Straddle ends the day.
Ali, vamos. Vamos, let's.
Then Heckler, who was going so well in the GS skiing this season, but he's just hit a little bit of a rough patch of form. 21 years of age, didn't finish yesterday, and there's a DNF in Soldu on both days for him, and it'll be another DNF today. And to say, after wins in Zenal, 2 wins in a row on the European Cup earlier on in the season, it's been a struggle since then. Maybe it's expectation. An 18th and a 19th in turn now in the GS, but a lot of DNFs as Sandvik leading the way again, the overall slalom leader of the Europa Cup at the moment. Cannon's in second, Aslin in third, Pojalainen in fourth. Yesterday's winner, Simon Ruhlem, finds his job very difficult this afternoon, over 2 seconds behind the lead at the moment, as we have completed the top 30 skiers of 89 here in Baqueirat this morning. Antonin Azelin in third place. Matteo Cannon's second yesterday after both runs, second again today, and the overall slalom leader skiing with confidence is Oscar Sandvik. Cam Palmquist from the USA, bib number 31 today from Colorado. We saw a 23rd position for him yesterday, so in the points he'll be looking to get into this second run, and not only get into this second run, but be as aggressive as we've seen him yesterday in that second run as well. 1,500 down after the first sector. Certainly is aggressive. He's going after Sandvik, and he's going to leave absolutely nothing out there. 0.87 in the red at the moment. The chase is on here as Palmquist heads towards the finish line. The green and gold of Australia, and Hugh McAdam starts his run. 17th for Palmquist. The skiers come thick and fast now. The Aussie in the opening turns of his run, looking pretty solid at the moment. He was in the points yesterday as well, a 26th position, half a second off in the first turns. This is start number 16 in the European Cup for him. And yesterday was a big day for him to get into the top 30. But he's struggling now. A couple of mistakes means he's going to be off the lead, but taking nothing away from yesterday's result for the Aussie in the top 30 and skiing very well. 26th position at the moment, but you'd feel that he won't make it into this afternoon. Joshua Sturm, someone else who we've seen, this is for the 4th time this week. Didn't finish yesterday, one of those 47. Took an 8th in the first, and it'll be, or in Soldu, but it won't be a finish for him today. Disappointing after 2 top 10 results in Soldu, 2 DNFs here in the slalom. Hugo Degripé DNF'd in the second run yesterday, and doing a promising opening run for the Frenchman. He's somebody that on the World Cup took a 18th position in Kitzbühel just a week or so ago, maybe a couple of weeks now, as time is ticking very quickly. But he finds himself in the green, and we haven't seen somebody in the green for a while. But he's gone. Going full aggression and getting rewarded till he wasn't rewarded. De Grippe. Nine DNFs so far.
Come on, Reed.
Eric Reed, 33 years of age, a big deep breath in the gate. 12th position yesterday for the Canadian, someone who we speak about having all this experience. He took a 9th in Soldu. He's also had some promising results on the Italian National Cup, a 2nd place finish in Possa de Fassa in Kitzbühel, a 21st position for him as he looks to keep sharp on his skis for the remainder of the World Cup and the European Cup season. Reed's 0.51 off of the time needed from Sandvik, but Reed is somebody else who can find some time as the run progresses. This course isn't going to get any easier the more that it's skied here, and Reed is over a second off the time at the moment. Again, just one ski slipping underneath him, and that will be punished by the time again. Pushing over the finish line as we wait for the official time. 18th position for Reed, not bad at all. And Anton Tremmel. Only 4/10 off at the moment, Tremmel. Bib number 36. the 30-year-old, somebody we know that can really push for podiums here, the German. 0.96 off of the lead at the moment. He was in 18th position yesterday. He's had 72 starts on the European Cup, 3 podiums, and just the 1 victory in Baqueirat in 2020. So he's been waiting a while for a win on the European Cup. Dremel he's into 14th position. Again, good skiing. Well, we have Reto Michaela from Switzerland, Jimmy Krupka coming up next, and then the home favourite, Joachim Salaric, who was the second quickest in the second run yesterday. He made up a lot of places. He was the biggest mover and shaker in the second run, as Michaela 2.38 off of the lead at the moment, 36th place yesterday. And he's been on the giant slalom for the Europa Cup as well, and some 22nd positions. Was out in the Southern Hemisphere in Coronet Peak in the summer getting some extra reps, but he's a good 4 seconds off the pace at the moment. Well, here is somebody to keep a little bit of an eye on here in the opening sector. Jimmy Krupka, 0.63 off at the moment. Didn't finish yesterday, and it's another DNF for Krupka today. Well, this is a big one for Spain. It's the first time the Europa Cup's been in Spain since 2018. Joachim Salaric has emerged as one of the premier forces in Spanish slalom skiing for a while now, and yesterday his first run wasn't at the races. Second run, though, he was absolutely lightning. Salaric, second quickest run in the second run. But unfortunately for him, he couldn't ski to his potential in the opening run. But here, he certainly is. He's a 10th of the second off of Sandvik. And the Spanish fans are starting to sense that Salaric is on to a pretty good run here. That's, well, the deficit has been extended to 0.88 of a second. It's red to red at the moment. But can Salaric stay in touch and try and provide a little bit of magic on the second run like we saw yesterday? He has to finish well here. It's a tiring course here in Baqueirat. But he's 19th position, 2.23 off of the lead at the moment, and into 19th position. A little bit of a head wobble for Salaric. Started this top section incredibly well, but he's going to have to do what he did yesterday. Well, 2 Spanish skiers in succession here as Juan Del Campo Hernandez looks to get off to a good start today. We're almost halfway through our skiers here. It's absolutely ripping past us this morning. 30 years of age. It's a 22nd place finish yesterday, so he's in the points and he's 2 tenths off, but it's starting to become more difficult for Juan Del Campo Hernandez now, as he looks to try and keep his speed and to keep up with the top 10 skiers or so. He's looking for as much of an advantage into the second run as possible, and at the moment he's quicker than Salaric was, but he's gone over the inside. You can see it. Del Campo Hernandez, his day comes to an end earlier than he would have liked. Let's have another look over the inside of the ski. Everything falling and then sliding away from him. And he still gets the hero's welcome in the finish line.
Full attack, top to bottom. Go on, Lee. You guys, come on. Go, go, go!
Liam Wallace from Canada 25 years of age, and a DNF yesterday and a DNF today for Wallace. And that's a tough one to take. 18 starts for him on the Europa Cup. Well, someone who skied beautifully yesterday in the opening run, Jessica Knight from Canada, got into the top 30, but unfortunately couldn't finish the second run. Another one like Wallace, who's been on the NORAM Cup, and someone who can certainly put the cat amongst the pigeons here, even from bib number 42. Let's see if stake a claim for a top 30 spot. Things have got to get a little bit better for Curtis Knight. Maybe it's a little bit of a confidence blow from yesterday, but just a little bit too soon. You can see the turns are a little bit out of shape at the moment. Not quite got the quickest racing line through these gates that we've seen, and then you're really having to catch up with your turns at a later stage, and the time's just getting away from him now as one mistake sort of leads into another turn, and it's very difficult to make amends as the Canadian heads towards the finish line. Kilian Plimstola from Austria starts his run, 29th position in the top 30 at the moment for the Canadian though. Kilian Plimstola, 0.77 off of where he needs to be at the moment. A DNF yesterday. A DNF is also in the giant slalom in Saldu earlier this week. 35th position in the first run in Saldu. This is some good skiing though from Plimstola. And the riders are, or the races are coming very quick and very fast here. Plimstola towards the finish line, 14th position. It's a great ski for him to get his way into this afternoon's run. Absolutely sure of that. Ralph Seidler goes missing just for a second or so. This is a very good start from Seidler, currently the 15th quickest skier through that opening sector. Let's see if he can keep up that speed. He's going pretty well here as well in sector 2, 0.83 off the lead at the moment. But for Seidler, it's not necessarily about coming first in this opening run. It's about being as quick as possible, putting his best ski forward and getting himself a chance in the second run to keep climbing the ranks. He was the 18th quickest through that second sector, and towards the finish line, I think this is going to be another pretty good one. Oh, and he's straddled towards the end. Disappointment, as he would have been into the top 20. Fournier, bib 45, 0.62 off the pace in the opening sector. That's the 34th quickest, 0.82 off to my maths, 0.62 off to my maths in that opening run, and then 0.82 in the second sector. Everyone having to find a little bit of time to get into that bubble. He was in the points yesterday, a 28th position for the 27-year-old from Tremblon. And 26th position at the moment for Fournier. And this is Jeremy Lagier, 0.56, a good first stint. You just saw the early mistake, and as he's just coming out from underneath him. This is Beret. He's incredibly smooth in his style here, Lagier, but he's lost a lot of time with that mistake early on, and then he's having to really try and correct himself and keep blistering on through these gates, but at the same time he's a little bit backseat, trying to spin the tips around to get around the poles here. And unfortunately, that means he's going to be off of the pace. You feel he just about gets it over the line in 30th position. That's a long time for him to hold on. Still with some very good skiers coming in the next 40 or so. Someone we saw in Andorra and Soldu, and Zucchini from Italy is 0.43 off of the pace, and at the moment that's 30th position after the first split. Trying to really absorb the second half of the turn and get the skis turning as quickly as possible, looking down the course and plotting his next turn all the time to try and keep some speed. Zucchini, DNF yesterday, and then Soldu, top 30s for him there. Will he be able to edge his way into the top 30 today is the question. 32nd position at the moment. Stanley Busek. Looking smooth out of the gates. He's needing to find a little bit more speed though, 0.85 off of the speed at the moment, and that's the 44th quickest opening sector that we've seen so far. He's just 19 years of age, Busek, and a DNF in the race yesterday, but a second place in Norway in Canada in the Noram Cup. He had back-to-back slaloms, didn't finish the first one, but oh, he's gone. Let's just hope he's okay. Well, this might just put the cat amongst the pigeons for the next skier. But we'll have to see. Looks like Busek is off the mountain in good time, but let's see what happens, because the live time has certainly stopped here. Interesting to see Andrew Gray Fernandez, I think.
Finalizando su recorrido, y en portillón de salida tenemos ya el corredor español Aingeru.
Well, it is Andrew Gray Fernandez next. Another Spanish hopeful on home snow. Let's see how he fares. Obviously following in the footsteps of Salaric and the likes of Juan Del Campo Hernandez. Spain would ideally love to have two skiers in that top 30 this afternoon, and Salaric looks like he's got his place all but somewhat confirmed at the moment. Obviously stranger things have happened. There's got to be a lot of movement from these late bib numbers to push their way into the top 30, and maybe Gray Fernandez is one of those. 28th quickest through that second sector, 1.38 in the red after a red start as well. And you can hear the Spanish fans getting behind their man towards the finish line. 26th position into the top 30, and that's why they're all celebrating a great ski from Gray Fernandez. Up from bib 50 into the top 30, giving himself a chance of qualification. We've got some good skiers coming, likes of Louis Moulton-Schut and the likes of Alessandro Pizzio, Stefano Pizzardo, both from Italy, and Riccardo Allegrini, another one that can certainly put the cat somewhat amongst the pigeons here today. Bib 51, he's a little bit out of his line early on, and the brakes had to go on a little bit, so let's see if he can attack this second sector or the back end of the first sector of the course here in Baqueirat. 0.61 in the red at the moment. Greeny looking to play a little bit of catch up after that first phase of the run. Puts him in mid to late 30s on the leaderboard. That's just lost a little bit more time here. The 25-year-old, 27th position yesterday. So we can get amongst the top 30. Yes, there was some DNFs in that top 30, but he was one of the ones that made the most of that and took the chances for points in that second run. He crosses the line in 26th position, one in front of Beret Fernandez. Good skiing again from some of these latter bib numbers. The Swede, Axel Lindqvist. Bib 52. But what we're seeing is bibs 50, 51 get their way into this top 30 here. He was outside the top 30 yesterday, the Swede. Can he work his way in there again today? He's had 36 slalom starts, and Valdefassa, 16th position, and he'll be looking to try and get a repeat of that here today. Good skiing over the finish line, 33rd position, and won't be a second run for him today. Louis Mullen-Schultz, 0.94 after the opening sequence of turns here. 26 years of age. Yesterday didn't finish. He'll be looking to put one down, but he'll know after a few DNFs this season and some DNQs, he'll be looking to try and get back to some of that form that we've seen on the FIS Cup. Some fourth place finishes, and in Coronet Peak a second place finish in the summer. The back end of last year, some 15th position in the GS in France. And certainly got it in the locker, and he certainly has got it in the locker today. 23rd position should see him back this afternoon. Fantastic skiing. Fabio Walsh from Austria. Slow start for him, some mistakes early doors. He's currently in 52nd position after the first sector. He didn't finish yesterday, so let's see if he can get over the line here today. The top 30 going in reverse order in the second run, but then 31 upwards also getting a second run of it to try and compete for a top 30 spot. So it is slightly different to the World Cup starts. 34th position for Bullshit. The skiers will certainly want to get into the top 30, knowing that if you do get into the top 30, it's in reverse order and you get the quickest or the first look of the course in that second run. If you are 31 upwards, you are going after the winner of the race.
Wait.
Dimir Chambay, 2.15 off of lead at the moment. This is some smooth stuff again. Tavko Lucic next out. That's a 39th position at the moment for Dimir Chambay. And for the Croatian, let's see what he's got in the locker today. Still just 22 years of age. DNF yesterday. DNQ in Kitchball and Schladming. But some podiums in FIS races in Obduk. Wins in FIS races as well in Complat. So he's showing some good promise of progression. He's a second off the lead at the moment, the Croatian skier, as Lucic .89 off the pace. Into the longer turns, looking very smooth as Pizio starts his run. Somebody who certainly could mount a challenge for the top 30. Lucic into 38th position, 3.35 off the pace. Let's see what Pizio has got here, because 24-year-old didn't finish yesterday. Some good results for that in the Giant Slalom. He was outside the top 30, didn't score the points in the first Giant Slalom in Soldu, but again, somebody on National Cups has been skiing well, and he's right in touch here, really, of a very good qualification time, and nurdling his way into the top 30. A little bit wide there, but he's looking smooth, and he's looking incredibly relaxed, and his turns are linking incredibly well here. Pizio looking strong, and he's into 27th position. Garay Fernandez into 29th. Oscar Sandvik still leading the way from Matteo Cannons and Antoine Azelin from an hour or so ago, but Pesado has had a good week in giant slalom skiing, and he's trying to replicate that here in the slalom in the Europa Cup. Can he keep his improving form up? 0.62, those early mistakes that we saw, just putting the brakes on temporarily, has cost him a lot of time in Sector 2. Jerzy Jastrzębski from Poland starting his run at the top, as Pesado's outside of the top 30. As see what Poland can produce here as we get into the very late bib numbers. 89 skiers here today, just like yesterday, almost a second off the pace in the opening turns, but he is putting his turns together nicely here. Jastrzębski, see if he can get his way into a top 30 spot. He's got a little bit of work to do here after going further into the red in the second section. Got some good skiing all the same, but he's gone. Bib 60, Jakob Eisner from Austria. '30th position currently Garay Fernandez from Spain. He's a little bit slower than Garay Fernandez in that opening section from what we saw from him. How does this compare? Not too much in it. He's going to have to try and find a little bit of speed, though, if I can use my quick maths to see if this is en route for a qualification into that top 30. And it's 32nd position. Knew he was very close, but still a lot of skiers coming our way. Marinus Senhofer, Germany, 49th position after the first section here. So many skiers already, but the 22-year-old from Germany didn't finish yesterday, so we'd love to get a run down. He was in the top 30 in Soldu in the second giant slalom earlier on in the week. But always had good results on national cups and on home snow, and also in Italy as well. But looking for more points today if possible. 42nd position. Paul Sylvester. And maybe Jim or Jesper Volquist. We've seen Jesper Volquist, who's up next. He'll appear on the top right of your screen in just a moment. Put some good turns in this week. Sylvester out of the mix at the moment. Needs to try and find a little bit of speed to make that top 30. Yes, it's not the end of the world if you don't. It just makes things a lot more difficult this afternoon to make sure you try and qualify some points. You won't have the favourable conditions. You won't have the early start number of the afternoon session as Sylvester outside the top 30. Aggressive work off of the bat from Valquist, but that's sort of what we've become accustomed to here. 22 years of age, 0.65 off of it at the moment, and he's another DNF to go with the one yesterday, and that's disappointing after a top 10 finish in the GS in Seoul on Tuesday or Monday, finished 21st. Max Gessler, Harbour. German, we still have some very good skiers coming our way here in the European Cup. If you are with us for the long haul, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to be bringing you this prestigious event in Baqueirat. Remember, it's the first time in a long time we've had a European Cup here, and it really is a stunning destination. As we said, I think we've had the Free Ride World Tour here, and the last European Cup stop was La Molina in 2018. So they've been waiting a long time for the Royal Spanish Winter Sports Federation to break a 7-year hiatus for European Cup skiing, and they've done a wonderful job with the piste preparation, and the overall event has been absolutely fantastic so far. Well, still over 20 skiers to go, and one who certainly goes for things is Rasmus Bakkevig, another Norwegian who absolutely flood this European circuit full of their up-and-comers, and they get rewarded all the same as Bakkevig over the line. 30th position, he just squeezes his way in. Will he stay there is the big question. I have here that it's good enough to be in there at the moment. Thomas Barata, 21 years of age, DNF yesterday. Can he work his way through? No, he can't. And after some good skiing in Bardonecchia here at the World University, I had top 20s there and a podium in the Alpine Combined. Won't be his day today. Max earlier from Sweden, 22 skiers left in this opening run of the Europa Cup, the second day of men's slalom competition. We go back to back here. Doesn't stop. A DNF yesterday. There's 47 DNFs today. There's far less on day 2, but currently 0.62 off of the lead. Just 20 years of age, so every race counting towards so much experience for the future. This is just start 5 for him. And this is his first season, having started out in Levy. Which he didn't finish that day, but certainly looks like he's going to get a run down here. So Cooper Puckett has also started over the finish line, 46th position for Uliet. As the Americans gone as well, 2 DNFs in the first run in a row. Florian Kudens from Switzerland, 24 years of age, skiing out of Diemtigau. This is start number 18 for him in slalom skiing on the European Cup. Made his European Cup debut in 2020 now, so he's amassed quite a lot of experience. He keeps trying to raise the bar of his own skiing, and 1.21 off of it at the moment as he's trying to work the skis. You can see the pressure's building up underneath the skis. He's really trying to get his turns in as quickly as possible, but he's struggling with certain aspects of the turns here. As Gaspari Kampainen starts his run in the top right, but that's an early finish for him as well. 50th for Kunz, a DNF for Jesperi Kampainen. Disappointment for him.
Let's go, Ricky. Come on. Ale, let's go. You got it. Come on, Ricky. Let's go!
Pyric Charest here from Canada. Oh, over the inside, and he manages to rocket the skis around to keep this run alive. Very well done. 1.87 off the lead, but at the same time, could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for some very strong legs from Charest, the 20-year-old from Tremblon. Another one who didn't finish yesterday. Let's see if there's a good chance of him really finding some of that time back. He lost a lot of speed early on, didn't he? And he's gone. It's unfortunate for the Canadian. Well, William Saint-Germain, another Canadian who's not in a bad place at all. Not a bad first few turns from him. 0.83 off the lead, but to put that into context, it's a 54th position at the moment for him. So if he wants to make top 30, he's just going to have to find a bit of time, but he's just having to chase a little bit more as the races just keep on coming on the top right of your screen. And that should be Asher Jordan from Canada as well, getting his run underway. 50th Saint-Germain. 0.69 off Asher Jordan. 25-year-old, another one who's put in a good set of turns at the top. DNF yesterday, but another one of the Canadians has made the long journey over from Lake Louise, the beautiful Lake Louise in Alberta, having skied on the NORAM Cup, and let's see how close he can get. He's very much in touch at the moment. If he can keep his speed to towards the end, because that second sector was the 28th quickest we've seen so far. So he's making a little bit of headway on the rest of the field. And it's 33rd position. It's a very good ski from bib number 74. Let's put it that way. Gives himself a chance of points this afternoon. Nick Spori is up next. As Alexander Axford did not start from Sweden. Bib number 71 is Spori. 1.46 off at the moment, so slightly slower, and he's gone. It's getting tough out there. Salomo Servio. Another promising Finn from Kuopio Ski Club, 23 years of age. DNF yesterday. Can he get a finish here today in Baqueirat? It's a little bit flatter in the light than yesterday. It was a bluebird day. I thought there was a little bit of sun earlier, and he's gone. 2 DNFs in consecutive days. Unfortunate for Salomo. All the 7s. Gotta be lucky for Theo Lopez today from Galibier. 24 years of age after a DNF yesterday. Did have a win in Glan Bonand, though not too long ago. He's had some good results on FIS events. He's had a lovely start here as well. Just 4 attempts off the lead is the 26th quickest time for bib number 77. There's some very fluent turns at the moment. He might have lost a bit of time. He has lost a little bit of time in that second sector. But let's see if he can keep his foot down and challenge the top 30 as Giuliano Fuchs looks set to go in the start gate at the top. The Frenchman, bib 77, heading towards the finish line. Will it be close? 41st position after a very promising start. Oh, there's a little bit of rotation happening for Giuliano Fuchs in the early turns, and he's off the pace. He's trying to force those skis around the Swiss racer von Glatchen. Still just 19 years of age. This is just his 3rd European Cup start. His first was in Birches Gardens, so it's all very new for Giuliano Fuchs, and just keep improving the more he skis at this level. And that is exactly what the European Cup can be about. The future of World Cup ski racing, getting vital laps in to try and develop the talent. 5:10 off at the moment. .09 off Clément Talarac from France. Xavier Cornella-Goutard will go next. We've got just 10 races remaining here in this opening run of the Europa Cup. It's been an astonishing morning. The level of skiing has been absolutely tremendous, as we would expect it to be here in Baqueirat, and this resort has done a superb job of bringing some of the best ski races in the world here. Piste is in absolutely magnificent condition, as snow conditions are boasting a bit here with some good snow and some more snow forecast throughout the week. 49th position for Talarac here. Well, here is Cornella-Goutard. 1.05 off. 2 Andorran skiers in a row here, with Alex Ruiz Gimenez up next. Good second sector from Cornella guitar, still just 23 years of age, just looking to try and get a finish to the run, and that's 2 DNFs in a row for the Andorran, and that's a tough one to take, as we've seen from a lot of these races. Alex Ruiz Gimenez looking to try and improve Andorra's fortunes here in a very local event for them off the back of Soldu. Conditions certainly getting tougher at the back end here. 33rd yesterday, but unfortunately a DNF next to his name again today. Eight skiers remain.
Go, go, go!
Emil Körninen. Another Finnish prospect, 25 years of age from Sukkula. DNF yesterday, just getting caught up a little bit there. He has found his way again, but he's 1.25 off of time at the moment. How does that compare? 73rd position when it comes to that opening sector. Early on here, 1.25 is going to turn into what? That's not bad at all. 59th position at the moment, 2.23. He's finding just a little bit of time, but unfortunately pushing a little bit too hard, and his day comes to an end as well. Sandvik still at the top of the tree at the moment. Alex Obertsala-Kanta, 19 years of age, a very promising youngster. 2 DNFs in a row, though, after a 10th place finish in Soldu in the giant slalom. He was a gold medalist in the Winter University Games in Bardonecchia, and he's had some very good performances. He was so good in the Winter University Games in Bardonecchia, won by an absolute mile, but let's see how fares today after a couple of DNFs in a row. It's another one next to his name, and that's skiing in a nutshell. When it rains, it can certainly pour on you, especially when you have the higher bib number. It certainly gets tougher. Jonas Sanchez Cabanas from Spain. Linus Savita will go next from Germany. Gabin Michel from France, and Jaco Abrashami, David Christie, and Sebastian Bayastano will finish us off from Denmark. Another one over the inside, putting on the brakes. And difficult here, both skis leaving the snow and having to really rotate them around quickly, and that's when your weight gets chucked over the inside. Well, another DNF for Vita.
Allez, mon gars. Allez, Gabin, solide, allez, hein. Allez, petit.
Gabin Michel from France. Bib 86. 3 skiers left after the Frenchman. 20 years of age. Just a second start in the slalom today in European Cup skiing. He skied in the downhill, in the GS and the Super G, a little bit of an all-terrain vehicle, but his first start was in January last year in the downhill with a ranking of 74th, so shows that he can ski a little bit of everything, and he's within a second in that opening section, which is pretty good. 47th position at the moment, 1.67 off. Can Michel Yeah, cause a little bit of a wave here. He's sort of putting in some good turns. And he's staying in touch with this bib number 86. And his 36th position is a very good ski from Michel from 86th on the bib. Jaco Abrashami is next up, 37th position. Yesterday, very good day in the office for him. Outside of the top 30, but sort of showing signs that he's progressing all the time from these late bib numbers. And let's see if he can keep up that confidence from yesterday. Certainly skiing with some good confidence at the moment. 3.58 off of the pace at the moment. But let's see if he can keep the skis turning smooth again. David Christie at the top. Two Brits occupying the course. 25-year-old Christie, who was 38th position yesterday, as 58th position for Abrashami at the moment. Well, 25-year-old Christie still in his infancy of skiing on the European Cup. It's been a good start for him. This is just start number 2 for him, and he's completed every run so far. So skiing with good control, just adapting to life on the European Cup here. As yesterday was his first start, he's got a bit back seat, and unfortunately he has gone. But still a good week in the office for him. Sebastian Bajestano from Denmark, the last skier here to start his run, bib number 89, and also a DNF, unfortunately, for the 19-year-old who is just in his second start in the Europa Cup as well. It's not easy at the early stages of the ski career, but somebody or athletes making it look easy at the top today, that's for sure. We've had some fabulous skiing early on, and no better than Oscar Sandvik, who leads the way, 56.54 his run. As we get a little look at it now. We didn't get a look at it off the bat, but you can just see the speed that he's got. He was the 7th quickest in the first sector, but after that he was just absolutely lightning, extending his lead through sector 2 and sector 3, and you can just see the ease that he's onto the edges and skiing it very, very nicely at the moment. Third yesterday, he goes into the second run as the leader here in Baqueirat. Well, there it is. Sandvik, Cannons, Aslin, Pohjolainen, all skiers. No podium. So does Solberg. That's a great run from Solberg, up from 16 to 5. Some great movers. Ralf Sudler up to 20th position, bib 44. Anton Tremor also with a great first run, tied 15th with Glau Madsen. Salarik, bib 39, up to 22nd position. Louis Moulton showed another great performance, 24th from bib number 53. And then Rasmus Bakovic just outside the top 30 at the moment. Gray hung on to a top 30 spot, and well, there's some good skiers. He didn't make the top 30, but we will see them again in the second run as they look to try and get their way into the points this afternoon. Some big bib movers. Senhofer again moving upwards, and Talarak is bib 79, 51st position. It's going to be a fun second run here from Baqueirat. Will Sandvik do what Sandvik does in the European Cup, and that's make another podium? Or will it be Aslin, currently in 3rd position in the overall standings? Cannons in 2nd place as it stands. And with 6/10 of a second of a lead going into the second run, it's Oscar Sandvik who's doing the business yet again. What a fabulous morning. Great production from Tally Ho for the third time this week. And Evan Simic, who's going to take the win here on day 2? We don't know, but we can't wait to find out as we get ready for run 2 in Baqueirat. Starting at 12:30 local time, just over an hour and 20 minutes. Get yourself a cup of tea and make sure you are back for the second run here from Spain.